The Better Business Bureau is releasing an in-depth investigation into the sale of counterfeit goods online. The study was conducted by our lead investigator for the International Investigations Initiative, Steve Baker. Steve is the former director of the Federal Trade Commission Midwest. He is the lead investigator for our initiative, and over the last couple of years has been doing some remarkable work to uncover the inner workings of crimes, schemes, and scams that have a significant impact on the consuming public. So this study on what really has been determined to be an epidemic of sales of counterfeit goods online, we saw some really eye-popping information. 1 out of every 4 adult Americans has likely purchased what we would classify as a counterfeit good. The study reveals that somewhere in the neighborhood of 88% of what's being reported is coming from China and Hong Kong. So clearly they're an epicenter for this crime. Average losses to individuals are in the neighborhood of $350, and again, these are reported victims. Clearly, the number of victims is much larger than what's reported because some people receive these goods unknowingly and they are never really aware that they've purchased a counterfeit good. This particular crime impacts a much younger demographic. The age range for most of the victims of this crime is in the 30 to 40 range. Clearly, these are people that are quite comfortable doing business online. We also think that there's some important messaging for children here from parents. Our kiddos are clearly becoming much more comfortable. They're using their mobile devices to buy things through apps, etc., and there's a high degree of vulnerability there. So we would certainly want parents to be talking to their kiddos about just being more cautious, be more careful, talk to me before you buy something online. Let's look at it together. Let's review the site together. Let's determine whether there's any red flags. I mean, everybody wants to get a good deal, but we don't want to get a good deal at the expense of not getting a legitimate product. Some of the categories that we're looking at: pharmaceuticals, toys and games, handbags and luggage, jewelry and watches, clothing, accessories, footwear. I mean, to me, the thing that jumps out very significantly in the study is the problem with pharmaceutical drugs. I mean, clearly, this is an enormous health concern. You think you're getting a very good deal or a reduced price on a drug that you're accustomed to buying directly from the pharmacy. Maybe you see something on Facebook or Instagram, a link to a better deal where you can have substantial savings on a drug that you take to sustain your health. The product that you receive is not legitimate. In some cases, it may not have any of the actual drug in it. Others, maybe it has some, or it's a diminished quality. There's all kinds of concerns that come to mind when you begin to think about the ramifications of that. I think the same thing goes for parents that are purchasing toys, clothing for their children. Clearly, these knockoffs, the folks that are perpetrating the counterfeit goods, aren't concerned with the same sort of safety issues that legitimate manufacturers would be. So again, many things begin to come to mind about how problematic that can become. We want to raise the awareness of this problem. We want people, when they are shopping online, when they are linking to links that maybe they've seen on an Instagram post or a Facebook post to some sort of a smoke and deal, to really do a diligent review of that site. Look for typographical errors, grammatical errors on the site. Are there some red flags on this site that indicate to me that it might not be legitimate? Are you able to identify where the company is located, how you can contact them, what the phone numbers are? So I think if people are more diligent and take some time to look at reviews of this company, are other people reporting that they've purchased goods that weren't as promised from this company? I think if all of us take more time, we're a bit more diligent, we just have it sort of in the top of our minds as we're shopping, that counterfeit goods are a very serious problem, and that if we're more careful, more cautious, that perhaps we can avoid the problem. We think that we can make a dent in this. Study does talk about a number of victims across the country, one of them being a Nebraska woman who believed that she was purchasing high-quality, American-made, handmade quilts online, and here's her story.
I was looking for Christmas gifts for my grandchildren, and this was a Facebook ad that advertised farm quilts, and they looked really, nice, the pictures and everything, and I waited a while and kind of thought about it, and then I did order them. And when I had ordered them, I just kept getting emails to buy more, and I didn't order any more, but I was wondering, then I kind of started wondering, and then I emailed them as to when I should be getting them, because it said to order now so you would get it by Christmas, and I didn't get anything back from them. I heard nothing, and then when I kept emailing them, then I did get one, and they said just be patient. It takes time to make these products, and then I started researching more and found out that there were more people that had been scammed by this company, and they would receive nothing. So I just assumed that probably would happen to me, but I did get them, but they were very poor quality, and it did look like the picture online, but they just weren't what I expected for the price that I paid. After I received them, I told them I wanted a refund, but I got no answer with that either. My advice, I had thought I was pretty careful, and I looked at the website, but I didn't look at it really closely because I thought that was going to be a really good Christmas present for all the grandchildren, and I would have it taken care of by Christmas, and I would be done. So, I would say really research before you do anything. Check into, just Google the name and see if that comes up, and then, other people have that experience.
We hope that the study raises the awareness significantly of this really large problem. I mean, all of us that read the study, we were amazed at the losses and how substantial that they are. So clearly this is a problem that needs to be brought to light, and we hope that the study helps people to avoid being victimized by this rapidly growing crime.